Hi friends, this is Sarvajan here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today let us discuss about what is a reliable static routing with IPSLA. So already we know what is an IPSLA. It is a IP service level agreement which is used to monitor the network performance or the network statistics. So what happened here, I'm going to use an ICMP echo statistics. That means it will send a ping message for 192.168.1.2. It will send a echo request and it will send a echo reply. In case assume this interface goes down or if this ISP goes down automatically, the traffic need to be switched over to this corresponding interface, that is ISP2. For that reason, we are using a reliable static routing with IP SLA. So I'm going to use a track interface. So it will automatically track this interface. If this interface goes on, automatically the traffic will switch over to ISP2. So that is the thing I'm going to show now. So before that, let us quickly configure all the connected interfaces. Then we'll configure the IP SLA. Then third thing, I'm going to configure the reliable static routing, right? So let us go ahead and configure. Go to the configuration mode R1. Go to the configuration mode and the interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, right? So let us quickly configure the interface first. Fast Ethernet 0 by 0 and the IP address is 192.168.1.1, 255.255.255.0. Let us do a notion. Similarly, R1 has another network, right? 191.2.1 fast Ethernet 0 by 1. So go to the configuration mode, interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1, IP address is 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0, and let us activate this interface. So both this interface I activated. So then I have to activate fast Ethernet 0 by 0 on R2, and on R3 I have to activate this interface. Let us go to R2 and go to the configuration mode, interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, right? Interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0 and the IP address is 192.168.1.2, 255.255.255.0. Let us do a notion. Now, let us go to R3 interface and I have to do. So R2 I activated 0 by 0 and R3 I have to activate 0 by 1, right? So let us go to configuration mode, interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1 and the IP address is 192.168.2.2, 255.255.255.0, and let us do a notion, right? So all these interfaces we have activated. So now the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure the IP SLA. What is IP SLA? It is used to monitor the network statistics. So what statistics I'm going to use? I'm going to use a simple ping statistics. So it will send a echo request and it will get a echo reply, right? If it is not getting an echo reply, then I'm going to track this interface. If it goes on automatically, the traffic will switch over to ISP2. So let us now configure the IP SLA. How to configure? Go to the configuration mode. IP SLA is nothing but a service level agreement. Monitor, then the number followed by. Then I have to use the protocol called ICMP echo. So let us give ICMP echo protocol and IP ICMP echo. It is the protocol, right? That means it send the ICMP echo request and it should get a ICMP echo reply, right? So then you have to give the IP address of this corresponding interface 192.168.1.2. So let us give now. So 192.168.1.1.2. Then I have to give a frequency. So frequency, how long it is going to send the echo request. For every 10 seconds, if I want to send an echo request and get an echo reply, so then I have to configure the interval as 10. Frequency I'm going to use as frequency is 10. So then what I'm going to use, I am going to just exit and I'm going to configure the scheduler. How to configure is IP SLA monitor schedule and we have to give the life is monitor schedule. Then we have to configure the number, we have to specify the number, schedule number. Then we have to give the life, then you have to give forever, so it's forever, and then you have to give the time, start time. So start time, let us give the start time as now. So what it does means it will run the scheduler every 10 seconds, right? Every 10 seconds it will send a echo request and will get a echo reply. So for that reason I'm using this scheduler, right? So now let us do the show IP SLA monitor statistics. That's a command. So this is the command I have to do. Show IP SLA monitor statistics, right? This is the command we have to use. So with that static, it is already showing that that corresponding interface is up. That means it will send a echo request and will get a echo reply. So 192.168.1.2 is already up. So that is the reason you are seeing number of successes and the return code is okay, right? So you can check the ping interface. So ping 192.168.1.2 and 192.168.2.2. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do, so now you're done with the command. So also we have configured the SLA configuration. So now I'm going to create a static route to R2 and R3. So what I'm going to let us do, go to the configuration mode and do a IP route. So before that, let us check whether we have any static route. So there is no static route, so I'm going to configure. So IP route 0.0.0, 0.0.0. Then I am to give this interface 192.168.1.2, right? This interface I'm going to make it as a primary 192.168.1.2, right? So second thing is IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, 192.168.2.2. So what I'm going to do, this will make this default administrative distance static is always 1, right? So connected interface 0 and the static route, the administrative distance is 1. So this static route I'm going to make it as 2. So that what we call it as a floating route. So what it happen when anything goes down automatically, this route will come up. That is the purpose of floating route, right? So I make it as 2. So now let us see. Show IP route. So you can see always 1.2 as a primary route, right? So that is the purpose of this floating static route. So now what I have done, so first I have configured all the connected interfaces. Then I have created the IP SLA for monitoring the statistics. And what is the statistics? It sends a simple echo request and echo reply. Then I have created a static route to R2 and R3. These are three things I have done. And this one I configure the default administrative distance and this I make it as a 2. So now what I'm going to do, let us now shut down this interface automatically. Let us see this traffic is switching over to this interface or not. So let us go to R2, right? So let us go to R2 and let us shut down this interface. 0 by 0, let us do shutdown. So now let us check whether it is tracking the interface. So it will not track the interface because we have not configured any track command, right? So just like HSRP tracking, here also one command we have to configure, that is what we call as a track command. So it is going to completely track this interface. In case this goes down automatically, it will switch over this to this. So that is the purpose of tracking command. So I'm going to configure it. So now let us see. Go to the configuration mode. So I think it's already there, tracking command. Let us see. So till it is showing via 1.2 only, right? So now what we can do, let us go to configuration mode, IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, 192.168.1.2. Then we have to use track command. Track will give it as 1, right? So I'm going to track this corresponding interface. If it goes for a task, what happens? Automatically it will switch over. So before doing that, let us now activate this interface. Go to R2. Let us do no shit first. So now let us do this configuration again. Go to R1 and I given this track command. So after this command, you have to give track 1. I have to give the object track 1 or router RTR we can give. So click RTR, then the number RTR 1 I'm giving, right? So any number you can give. So that's the thing interface I given. So what will happen, right? So after configuring this command, if this interface goes down automatically, what happens? This should switch over to this interface. That means the static route will immediately point to this interface because this route I given as least administrative distance 1 and this I given the route as 2, right? So always highest will be preferred in case of that this goes down. Automatically it should switch over because already I given the configure the track command also, right? So let us now shut down this interface. Go to R2. Let us see it is coming up or not. Faster than 0 by 0, let us do a shutdown. So now let us see. See, now we are able to see the status, right? Tracking down, state down, and let us see now. So it should automatically now switch over to, see, we are able to see, right? It is tracking the interface and the track state rate is showing up down. Let us see, it will take some time. Because I shut down this interface automatically, it should switch over to this secondary route 2.2. So let us see. Show IP route. Show run include route, right? Okay, so I think there are two routes that's the reason we have to remove this route. So we remove this route, right? So now let us see. I already removed this route. Now it should switch over to this secondary route, that is 2.2, right? Yeah. So now we are able to see, right? It automatically switch over to the secondary route because this interface I shut down using the track command. What happened automatically? The traffic switched over to ISP2. That is the purpose of track command, and that is the benefit of reliable static routing with IPSLA. So it will continuously send the ICMP echo request, and it is since it is not getting any echo reply from R2. Since I use the track command automatically, it will switch over to this ISP2 traffic. So that is the benefit of reliable static routing with IPSLA. So you're able to see, right? You are able to see the static route, and this is a route I configured. Show run include route. So the first route I configured as to 1.2, and I provided the track command. So always keep it in mind, after providing the track command, I would use track 1, then you have to provide the object, right? Instance object. So after that, the secondary route I point it to 2.2. And this I have instead increased the administrative distance. And this route what we called as a floating static route, because in case this goes down automatically it should switch over, what we called as a floating static route. So automatically after shutting down that interface, automatically switch to this interface. So that is the reason you are seeing here show IP route. It switched to the secondary one, that is 2.2. The administrative distance you are seeing is 2, right? So now what we can do, let us again activate the interface. Interface faster than at 0 by 0. Let us do a no share. So automatically that interface should come up now. You can see the track interface. So it will take some time to come up. So immediately yeah, we're able to see, right? Track down that status track or router, it's tracking the status and it becomes up. So now you can see the change in route. So it automatically switched to 1.2, and the administrative distance you are seeing 1 because the primary route came up. So that is the reason administrative distance is 1. So this is the way you can perform the reliable static routing with IPSLA. So this is the way you can configure the reliable static routing with IPSLA. So IPSLA in general is used to monitor the network statistics or network performance. And in this case, how we are calculating the performance using a simple echo request and reply. So it will send a echo request. In case if it is not getting the reply, we are using a static route and track command to switch over to this ISP2. So that is the benefit of reliable static routing with IPSLA. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos. Thank you and have a wonderful day.